Hey, you guys. All right, let's talk about how underrated patience is when it comes to your money. So, not to sound like your Sunday school teacher here, but patience is a huge part when it comes to winning financially. So, just try this with me. I want you to think of 5 really wealthy people in your head right now. Like, just real quick, go. All right, you're probably thinking like Bill Gates, Kim Kardashian, Jeff Bezos, Taylor Swift. Those kind of success stories, you guys, are like extreme and drastic and amazing. But in reality, people like that and those stories and all that, it's kind of the exception. So it might seem like they've doubled their money overnight, but building wealth usually takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, no matter who you are. And an overnight millionaire or even billionaire status, it should never be the ultimate goal. So I talk to people on the Ramsey Show all the time who wake up one day in their 50s or 60s and they realize, oh my gosh, I have nothing saved for retirement, and they go into a panic. And I totally get it, because it can be tempting to really put off some wise financial decisions, for tomorrow, which ends up being years from now, because you have immediate needs in your life that you think, I need to get to these first, and I'll just think about that later. But what if I told you that there's some small things you can do right now to set yourself up for a moment in the future when you look at your investments and realize that you have double what you used to? So let's talk about how you can use patience and wise choices to double your money. And it may not be overnight, but trust me, you will thank me one day. So the first step to doubling your money may surprise you, but technically this is more about an investment in your habits. But this is a crucial first step, because if you don't do this, any assets that you have acquired could be canceled out immediately. And yes, paying off debt is your number one priority when it comes to doubling your finances. So listen, paying off debt is so crucial, because when your income comes in and then it goes back out 18 different directions, it's hard to have margin to do things you want to do with your money, like spend, give, save. So before you go and buy your first house, or even before you invest, look at paying off your debts and getting in the positive when it comes to your finances before you move forward. And just as a side note, when it comes to your cars, you guys, pay cash for them. Do not go into debt for them, because they lose value so quickly. And so many people think, this is a great investment, I'm going to buy this really nice car. No, it's a depreciating asset, okay? So let's just face it, what the reality is. So pay cash for your cars, and that's going to help you when it comes to your net worth. The second thing that you need to do in order to double your finances is to invest in your savings. So before you can start investing in a house or the stock market, you need an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. So this is really key. This is your cushion between you and life. So if something happens in your life, a medical emergency or a job loss, you're not having to go to your 401k to cash out money early. You're actually using your own money in the bank. Now, cashing out your 401k is an option. Going into debt is another option that people do because they don't have any money saved. So again, having this savings account, this emergency fund, really keeps you with a lot of peace between you and things that are going to happen in life. And a lot of people have different opinions on if you should get an emergency fund first, or if you start investing first. But listen, after doing this for decades here at Ramsey Solutions, we've all seen that you do so much better when you have no debt, you have savings in the bank, and then you can look to save for your future. Because the third way to double your money is to start saving to buy a house. So when it comes to investing, too many people forget that property ownership is a huge part of your net worth. And after you've paid off your debt and you have your emergency fund, then you want to start saving for a house, because a house is a great asset to have in your portfolio and who you are as a person when it comes to your money. Because over time, there's been some dips, okay? But over time, real estate goes up, and it's a great place to put some of your net worth is there in your home. And so when it comes to buying your home, you want to save up a down payment. If you're a first-time home buyer, it can be as low as 5%, but if you get up to 20%, you can avoid PMI, which means you will save lots of money that way. So that's when it comes to your down payment. Now, our overall formula is that you want, again, a good down payment. You want your mortgage payment to be no more than 25% of your take-home pay on a 15-year fixed rate. And you guys, that's what we find to be the best formula for you when it comes to buying a house, so that your house is a blessing, not a curse. Okay, so again, once you have no debt, you have an emergency fund in place, then another step when it comes to doubling your money is to start investing in retirement. And I always tell people to invest 15% of your income into retirement. So whether you're 22 and you're just starting out on your first job, or maybe you're well into adulthood, You want to go and save for the future, and investing is a great place to do that. Now, there are a couple ways you can invest in order to reach that 15% of your income. This could be into your 401k, a Roth IRA. Go through these steps, you guys, and put this money in. I mean, things like your 401k or 403b or your Roth IRA are great places to invest over time. You put it away, and it is kind of hard because you'll fund it and you'll forget about it. And you try to just like, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna worry about it. And then when you're 60, 65 years old, you're like, oh, now's the time. Now I can actually use the money I saved for all these years. So it takes a lot of delayed gratification, but it's worth it. Now that we've covered the basics of when and how to invest, let's talk about when you can expect to double your finances. So remember, your goal should never just be, I wanna become a millionaire. Because listen, you're gonna get to that and you're like, okay, is that it? Like you want bigger goals than that, not just like this number you're reaching for, because it's human nature to always want more and more and more. But if the number of all the zeros at the end of your account is the only thing motivating you, it's never gonna be enough. And peace when it comes to your money, that should be the ultimate goal. To be content, to change your family tree, to build a life you love, to give generously, like those are big goals that you really want to obtain. And again, having millionaire status and like letting that be a cool thing, in your life, sure, that's great. But all your problems don't go away if you reach that. So just know that ahead of time. Okay, now after that disclaimer, if you're still curious about the data, on average, people who work the baby steps will reach millionaire status in about 18 years. And this is possible through having no debt, having a paid off house that's actively growing in value, and investing in retirement. By 12 years, most people working the baby steps have paid off their house. And in just 6 years, their net worth reaches $1 million when you combine everything together. For example, let's just say you reach $1 million in just retirement assets by the time you're 55 years old. And if you work another 10 years at retirement at 65, with just 7% return, your $1 million would grow to $2 million without contributing any additional money, not to mention whatever your home is worth, which is amazing. And that, my friends, is how you double your finances. It is consistency, it is wise investing, and it is time. So why not take a minute and look at your progress? Just Google Ramsey Solutions Investment Calculator, put your info into it, and you might be surprised at what you find. And if you're looking for a perfect tool to kickstart even more progress, make sure to check out EveryDollar. You can download it for free and start handling your money with intentionality. You'll be amazed at the progress that you can make by this time next year. And I'll link one of my budget breakdowns in a video to help you build your own budget. So you guys, we are rooting for you. You can do this, doubling your money. It is possible, but it takes some time and patience. So remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.